Hey guys, and welcome back to Rebirth. Riku may not be losing his memories as he goes through the castle, but Ansem is sure doing a good job trying to make him lose his marble. Do you like that? I prepared it all afternoon.
I'm glad. I'm glad you really brought something prepared ahead of time to the completely bullshitting around Reverse Rebirth playthrough.
Yeah, like I said, we got all our, I am an important Let's Player, and here I am discussing a thing during Sora's sound in the story.
Let's Plays these days always seem to have that degree of self-importance about them when really it's just assholes talking over footage. Fuck, I agree, I'm an asshole, why not?
Well, I guess I will admit to that as well.
I mean, it's important to be honest about yourself. Really, that's the most valuable thing. You just even skipped the beginning. Fuck it, I don't care. Oh, no, here's the beginning.
It's kind of anticlimactic how, each world, for the most part, just starts with just, a black screen for about 10 to 15 seconds, and then bloop, key of beginnings.
Yeah, looking at it that way, I thought, the damn thing didn't actually load.
Yeah.
I thought something had messed up there.
Oh my god, I know I said I wasn't going to comment on, each world's individual deck, but I have to make a special exception for Wonderland, because the Wonderland deck in Reverse Rebirth fucking sucks.
Yeah, I mean, just slap it all on Wonderland, why don't you? I'm not sure why they gave you such a trash deck. I guess to really get into darkness a lot? I'm not sure.
I'm going to literally read off what you get. You get a 5 Soul Eater, a 2, a 1, a 5, a 4, a 3, a 5, a 2, a 1, and I think the Creeper Plant enemy card, but don't quote me on that. It may be the Large Body, I'm not sure, don't particularly care. This deck is awful, especially against Trickmaster.
The only good thing about this deck is that it's very easy to hit 21.
Yes, it is the Blackjack deck. Over here we have the Hearts deck, the 52 card pickup deck.
You don't want to see that one, trust me. It does not work out very well.
The Martial Waking map card is pretty much essential in Wonderland when you're playing, Reverse Rebirth, because it basically, temporarily, it upgrades each of your cards' ranking, so a 5 becomes a 6, 6 becomes a 7, and so on.
Okay, so it adds +1 to each card you use, okay.
Basically.
Yeah, just kind of sum it up in that particular way.
You'll notice I have some random Joker cards. I will be saving those, although honestly, I won't really be needing them, because in Castle Oblivion, in Riku's side of things, not really the same amount that they asked for with Sora. It's actually a really big contrast, but I'm not going to spoil the surprise. I'll show you when we get there.
I'm looking forward to it, I think. Oh, hey, Trickmaster, what are you doing? How you doing?
Hey, I'm here juggling again.
Yeah, can't you remember that I was a great original boss in Kingdom Hearts? I'm trying to think, now, at this point in the story, in terms of Kingdom Hearts as a whole, they don't really focus a lot on... it doesn't really seem like any original Heartless bosses stand out, because now they're focused so much on the organization. Those are the main boss fights of the series now, so we don't really get that kind of goofy shit like we get with Trickmaster here. I
was gonna say, what about in Dream Drop Distance, but that was all about, the Dream Eaters or the Nightmares.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, with that one, look, I'm not saying, Dream Drop Distance didn't have some interesting, unique bosses. Wargoyle, in particular, was a pretty good one. I like that one. Even the fucking lobster guy, who I thought was kind of great.
Yeah.
But because, even then in Dream Drop Distance, the story is still focused so much on the organization and what they're doing at the time, and, whichever version of Xehanort they decided to load this day.
My memory of Trickmaster isn't really my first meeting with him. There's a mission in 358 over 2 days where you fight 2 of these guys and you have to kill them at basically the same time, because if you don't, one of them will revive.
Oh, that's terrible. I hate missions like that. God. That reminds me kind of like that pokey fight you do in Paper Jam. I did that not too long ago. You remember that fight, right?
Oh, with the regular pokey, and the one that is literally ripped straight from, Sticker Star with the royal crown and all.
Yeah, that was pretty fucking lazy, but it was pretty much the same thing, they have to be as tall as each other or they'll get their segments back. And I'm sitting there how the hell are you supposed to figure it out without Starlord just telling you?
That fight could have gone a lot worse. That was my first take, actually.
That's not bad. I didn't pay much attention to it, but it wasn't bad.
The deck fucking sucks, the end.
I believe you, that's basically the story here.
I was surprised to learn that Gaming Brit really likes Chain of Memories.
Well, it's alright, I suppose.
Careful, you're gonna have to fight him IRL if you disagree.
That's true. He actually put that threat out on Twitter, and I imagine Sagat will partake soon enough.
Threat, like it's a serious statement or something.
I do kind of want to see, like, you know, they want to get, like, internet, you know, nerd personalities and just do street fights with them, just to see how it would turn out. I mean, nothing, like, orchestrated, like, you know, the Nostalgia Critic versus Angry Video Game Nerds. Just have them actually try to fight each other in, like, a boxing match, just to see how it would turn out. No training, just swinging.
I want Egoraptor versus Pat from Two Best Friends so badly.
Yeah, now we need to think of, like, power rankings, like, actual physical power rankings for these guys.
Well, you got Wooly, and then everyone else.
You know, Wooly is, like, a super high power man. I mean, he's practically... I think if his, like, you know, braids untangle, he can go, like, super mode, car style.
Braids, they're dreadlocks, mate.
Braids, dreadlocks, I don't know. My hair just kind of flops all over.
He's a pretty little girl. Anyway, here's a scene we've seen before.
I feel like they've done this, yeah.
I came to lend you a hand.
And by hand I mean gloat at you. I'm evil.
Potential, but I remain unconvinced he is truly worth such coddling. I think an experiment would show if he really is of any value to us.
One thing I forgot to mention is Vexen's voice actor is Derek Stephen Prince, I believe. I think I said Price last time.
Yeah, and I went along with that, so that's my mistake too. It is Derek Stephen Prince.
Experiments are what I do. Yes.
A perfect place to sink.
See, you're enjoying this because you get to watch Vexen, you know,
Yeah.
just be Vexen more.
He's so fucking tall.
God, yeah, he's freakishly huge.
Your research.
What he actually is a toy.
Bitch, please.
You should just
Do you realize how much I paid for shipping for this guy online?
Yeah, my Riku replica Figma.
They probably... Well, I'm sure they have, like, Riku figures and Nedroids or whatever online, so...
Surprised they didn't do like a whole line of Dream Eater figures, because that kind of thing prints money. It's Pokemon gold.
Yes, we know it's him by now. Good thing you hit it last time.
That card holds the memories of Sora and Riku's home.
You know what I hate about Default Face the most? Is that when there's an important, like,
With a little
thing to add to the plot, they will have a character who's, like, normally animated, and then in the background, clearly visible, you just got Axel. What the fuck is wrong with his face?
Make your heart so you can be exactly the same as the real Riku, okay?
You want to remake my heart?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be really fun too.
It'll be HD edition.
My heart's gonna be 4K and all that good shit.
After all, you do want to test Sora, don't you?
Well, I do like science.
How can you? Are you betraying me?
Well, yeah.
I told you I would make good use of you, didn't I? No.
Relax, kiddo. I don't think it's gonna hurt that much.
I'll hurt you.
Oh, big threats.
It is implied that I have electrocuted you with my knives.
She didn't even bring out her knife, she just bitch slapped him.
Think you could defeat me? Where would you ever get a thought like that?
I think Vexen put it in my head.
But look on the bright side.
It's getting a little bit uncomfortable in here.
What's in your head?
Meanwhile, Namine is like, should I be watching this? I don't even...
Flat. Instead, she will implant the loveliest little memories you could ever.
Oh man, age rating's going up. It's a PG,
It's no big deal.
Just have it in the corner going... "Du-du-du-du-du-du-du."
PG-13, and we're an R rating.
M.
Well, that was terrifying.
Well, I would certainly hope you're terrified.
Poor Replica, man. Literally, like, 5 minutes old, and they're already mind-raping him.
Yeah, that's pretty fucked up, I mean, considering. I suppose he kind of has the same identity crisis thing as, you know, nobodies tend to have when they pop in out of the E. They're completely formed and having no idea what's going on.
Alright, time to go back under the sea.
I kind of wish now, like, it worked like it did, you know, in the original with, like, you know, you have to go through the water, but you get, like, another Keyblade and you just kind of do them back and forth like flippers.
Stroke, stroke, stroke. No, I think I'm having one. Oh, that was my favourite joke on Hey Arnold. Helldragon.
Yes.
Opinions of The Little Mermaid, as in the film.
Oh, I thought you were going to ask me in terms of that as a whole, but as for the original movie, well, I mean, I really liked it. Like, I think it's a pretty, you know, good Disney film. I can certainly see why it began the whole renaissance of Disney. in general. And I think, yeah, people have mentioned the problems it has, like, in particular, you know, like, Ariel's very kind of, admittedly materialistic kind of look on everything.
She wants that human D.
And who doesn't, you know? I totally relate. But, you know, beyond that, I still think it's a decent enough movie, and although it is, you know, still kind of a lighter version of the original, you know, fairy tale.
Yeah, and then some.
Yeah, and then some. That's probably a good way to describe it, yeah.
Looks gorgeous, great soundtrack, story is okay, fucking Ursula, like top 10 villain for sure.
What would you say is the Disney film with the best story, then?
The best story? Oof. That's a tough one, man.
That is a tough one. I'm gonna, like, the first one I'm gonna grab off the top of my head, and later I may refine this thought. In terms of something with the best story, I have to say Beauty and the Beast actually has a really good story, I think. Like, it works well as a story, and the characters are good enough. You know, like we've mentioned before, that Belle isn't really kind of a passive person. She, you know, takes action, things like that, within the confines of what's going on. And I think she's a pretty good character. All the characters feel really good and solid and memorable in that sense. And they all have, you know, defined arcs. So I really do think in terms of narrative, Beauty and the Beast does a really good job. Probably one of the top 5 in terms of Disney.
What about the best soundtrack?
That's also a tough one.
That's harder, I'd say.
That's true, because I mean, like, every Disney movie is a musical. It really depends. It needs to have really good, memorable songs, otherwise it's not going to have the same punch, and it's not going to make enough money, and we all know Disney can't have that shit.
I would say the most consistently good, like, Disney soundtrack, because there's, like, tons of individually great songs, but, like, say, in Aladdin, I like A Whole New World, and the other songs are, like, really decent, but not on that same level. No, I would say the most, like, audibly consistent, or whatever the fucking word is Hercules. I love pretty much every song in that film.
Yeah, I mean, like, Hercules is super myth inaccurate, we know that, but it had a clear musical direction, and really kind of played in terms of how all the music played out with the big, you know, gospel influence and things like that. I really like that myself. Like, I feel like it really helped that film stand out in terms of, you know, especially compared to everything else. So I really do have to agree with you, at least partially, on that.
Alright, second verse, same as, well, Sora's first, I guess.
Well, this isn't the second time we fought Ursula. This would be like the third, the fourth. I'm trying to think about this.
In this castle, Mr. Man.
Alright, fair enough. The second time in this castle. Although, you know, if they would have gotten away with it, there would have been a boss rush mode at the top floor, which I'm kind of surprised they didn't do, now that I think about it.
Someone, and I'm sorry I can't name drop here, I made this same mistake with, I think it's Die Rocketto on Twitter. He said, not Die, the other guy, he said, like, RRR, Reverse Rebirth, is basically a boss rush anyway, which is probably why we struggle a bit in, like, the earlier parts of this run, because there really is nothing to these worlds apart from fighting a boss and, like, grinding for levels.
That's true. Like, it is very straightforward, except, you know, like, and even at that point, I kind of wonder why they even bother with the level at all. I guess they have to flesh out the mode a little bit, but there's not really a lot there except the bosses and also some cutscenes which kind of lay things out. And, you know, a few original bosses here and there, which is fine.
I win. And it did fuck all. Good stuff.
Good. Awesome. I'm glad you did that.
I love Riku's twirling slash when he's in D mode.
Does he do a lot of twirling now that he's normal-ish and he doesn't have the suit anymore?
How do you mean?
Like, I'm trying to think in terms of, like, his swordplay style, now that he's, like, you know, good and stuff like that. I don't know. We know, basically, based on, you know, what has happened so far in terms of the overall plot, that the sort of the dark suit that Riku has going on, a lot of it is based on Vanitas. Did Vanitas have the sash? I think he had the sash, right?
I'm thinking back, and I believe so, yeah.
Okay, but his sash was black and it made more sense, and I know they obviously had to give him one to justify the dark suit, but it doesn't make sense why Riku's version would be like purple-black and has the white sash on the end of it. I don't know. They're obviously writing backwards, as we've seen before.
I liked Vanitas a lot, actually.
Vanitas is a pretty good villain, I have to say, and he does make some pretty good boss fights. Like, you definitely want to kick the guy's ass.
He's such a prick as well, which is a really, really important thing you have to nail when making a likable villain.
I still don't know why he looks like Sora, though. Have they come up with a reason for that, or is it just a thing?
Well, it's because, like, he's part of Ven's heart.
I guess, but then... You know, I'm sitting here trying to kind of understand how everything pieces together should be simpler, but Kingdom Hearts is not making it that way.
Yeah, there's like diagrams and shit on your walls, like this connects to this, that connects to that. You're like the fucking Question.
Yeah, you do all that, and then when you go this way, you reboot into New 52. That's exactly how this works.
Do you think they're ever going to reboot Kingdom Hearts, or just keep the story ongoing into a new saga?
I don't know, because... At this point, the first saga hasn't even ended, so I can't really give you a good idea of what to expect here on out, but I have a feeling they're probably going to continue it anyway, because this shit sells like pancakes. Pancakes? Did I just...
Yes, you did.
God, my mind has not been that accurate today, I apologize. Although pancakes sell a lot of money.
Fuck yeah, man.
I don't like pancakes, actually.
Well, Shrove Tuesday's just passed us. We had like the treacle or whatever. We had all the ingredients except the pancakes. My mum is not one for the finer details.
Why so glum, Namine?
I don't even have a fucking TV in here, Larxene. Get me some Netflix up in this bitch.
No TV, no jacket, I got no socks. It's like you're keeping me a prisoner or something.
His first important scene after the mind warping, and he's not even fully animated in his face.
He doesn't want to remember Sora.
Do you think Castle Oblivion has like a kitchen they can go to?
Don't worry.
Yes. When you go into it, you forget what your favourite flavours are.
Like maybe, Demix gets up at like 12, he wants to eat something, he sees Sayax in the fridge stuffing his face.
No, you go down to get a drink, and you forget that you've left your cup in there.
It's like, oh shit, this damn nobody business.
That's a joke based on real life.
Well, bye, I guess you can go back to making fun of Namine now.
That's just amazing. It's almost like you completely made his heart from scratch. Nice touch with the good luck charm.
Wow, that was some great dialogue, Larxene. See, I can do it too.
Yeah, you've really got to work on your put-downs, mate.
The same trick on Sora, right? You changed Kyrie's good luck charm with your magic, didn't you?
Yeah, we know all this already. Why don't you just, like, flash up a fucking Star Wars, like, text scroll explaining what's going on? 'Cause this scene has about the same level of effectiveness.
He won't forget.
Huh?
No matter how much I change his memory, Sora will never forget Kyrie.
So I guess you'll just have to fucking cope with it.
I guess he likes redheads more than blondes.
False memories of me will just make his feelings for Kyrie even stronger than before.
She gives him +2 to his Keyblade, don't you know?
And don't even ask about his memories about Donald. There's nothing I can do there.
That's meant to imply that she's the nobody of Kyrie. They fully state it later on, I believe.
Just do a good job rewriting Sora's heart. Then you can actually be somebody.
Not in this economy.
You manipulative bitch. Okay, guys, we'll see you next time for another part of Reverse Rebirth. Bye for now.